right, so thanks for coming, guys. Crappy weather today. Are you looking at it still, Judy? Did you get it?
I don't have it because I just
White to
started
play up
looking
here.
at it. Yeah, I of course just go to the eye and then see what it has.
So what I wanted to talk about today was ladders in joseki that you should know. Yeah, a couple ladders in joseki you should know. You know what we could do? Actually, let's not do it here. Let's do this on. Anyway, all right. So the theory here was we're going to talk about ladders in joseki that we should know about, and we're going to start with one of the. How do I want to do this? One of the more interesting ones where if we've got the kobashi formation. Right? The classic kobashi formation. So in this particular case, the important thing about ladders in joseki is that you need to know if you're going to crash. Like, you need to know which color it's important that they have the ladder, right? If it's not important for you to have the ladder, you should just assume that they're going to check it. If they don't check it, though, it'd be nice to know what it is in case so that you can punish them, right? So in this case, the fact that this stone is here makes a ladder that constricts white's choice later. If you're black, you don't generally have to worry about it, right? If you're white, you need to be sure not to crash because these are ladders in joseki where if you miss them, you will lose the game like immediately. So you should know them, right? And in this case, it is right here. Right here. There we go. Okay, so in this case, white has two choices. Who knows what they are?
Protect the cut.
Right. To descend, to protect the cut. Right?
Does that protect this cut also?
This protects this cut. Yes, it does. The cut also is protected here, but only just barely, and only if a particular ladder works for white, which in this case, what was that?
Two ladders.
Two ladders, right. Which in this case, it doesn't immediately. There's actually two ladders. There's a ladder over here as well. Since we're a cross opening, white would also not be able to do this. Right. And so what's the ladder? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to show us?
You had me look up the trick play here.
I had you go look up a trick play, so you probably got to become an expert, right? And you did your homework. I'm so proud of you. All right.
The trick play was a mean one, though. All right.
This is the trick play. All right, let's do the real joseki.
Right. Wait.
So which is which?
Nope, sorry.
No. No. You're talking about the hane.
I'm talking about the
real
hane.
joseki.
So.
The real joseki is here.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Getting confused here. Yeah, so this is the trick play.
This is the trick play, right?
And what is the, I guess we can.
The regular one is the empty triangle. Right. This is just Atari here.
Right.
Now white has two. Looks like it, but he isn't actually.
White descends.
White has to block descend, right? Black extends. I got it. So at this point here, if there's a ladder here, you can see that the ladder consideration is going to have a big effect here on this capturing race. If black, incidentally, if black tries to go this way, he will lose this capturing race by a move. All right? So, and sometimes black makes his exchange, sometimes he doesn't. Don't care. We'll move along. So, after this cut, usually white makes these exchanges, right? And if the stone isn't on the board, right? When black plays here, white can get out here, right? In this case, there's one ladder here, which goes off to this corner. But if there's a stone here, there's a second ladder, which goes off this way, right? Whoops, needs to be white. This needs to throw everywhere. Thank you. Black,
I just won a game last night that was had a similar ladder where it looks like it's about to be cut,
but it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, I've lost at least one game.
This is here. So this is an interesting point. It has to be on the start point. If it's here, this isn't a ladder anymore, right?
Just barely fails.
It will fail, and there will be cutting points, and these stones will be alive, right?
So cool.
So this has to be here. So this is kind of like one of the more complicated examples of ladders you should check, right? But the person who needs to worry about it is white, and they need to check it when they're deciding between making this descent or just making the tiger here, right? Right? So far, so good? Let's roll it back.
Yeah, let's roll.
So it's white who has to check. But when you see this, you might want to know that there's a ladder that needs to be checked here, right? Make sense?
So earlier in the joseki, when black plays or white,
there's other choices in the joseki. This is one I want to worry about.
Fair enough.
I got 4 of these I want to go through. We can come pick your other general joseki questions later. All right, so let's look at another joseki question. I'm going to do it in this corner because it's easier. This one.
Yeah.
One of the classics.
Always, I get like a few moves in, I just can't visualize it anymore.
Right? Right. So. Am I doing this in the wrong order?
Yeah.
I'm doing this in the wrong order.
Yeah, you did.
I'll turn sideways.
It's black's move.
Yeah, it is black's move.
It's black's move. Right.
Black plays sorry.
Right. Thank you. Here, white has a choice. White has a choice only if the ladder works. If white doesn't have a ladder, white doesn't have a choice. Come on in, have a seat. Have a seat. Since there were a few of us, I figured we'd just gather around the board. So make yourself comfortable. If white has the ladder, white can do this. Which ladder?
This one.
This one, right, off these 2 stones. If black can just connect here, it's basically game over, right? White tries to do something here, but it's all she wrote. If white has to change their mind and come capture this stone here, black here just catches these 2 stones, and it's a much better result than the original joseki, right? However, if you're black, you need to know that this is an option white can play for, right? Who knows what happens after white plays there?
Black.
What do you have to do as black?
Probably come out here, just try and take
Come out here, that's right. This is an option. And white then will?
Probably play Atari, the double Atari.
The double Atari. Why would white play the double Atari?
Okay, no, I won't play the double Atari.
These are the 2 stones. Just comes out.
All right, your homework is to look this one up. Let's move on to the next one. All right, one more, and the source of this problem that we had at the board at the beginning is... Doesn't really matter which is which, but, okay, the high approach. Black attaches on the outside. White, when white attaches in here, needs to have a ladder to be able to play this way. If white doesn't have the ladder, black can get a really good result against this stone. As it turns out, the ladder goes off to this corner, and the star point versus, say, the 3-5 point makes a big difference. Let's look. Normally, in this case, black would have to extend here, right? And there's a bit of an interesting exchange that happens where both sides get groups in the middle, and white gets the corner. Black gets one of this, I forget which one off the top of my head, but it doesn't matter because we're looking at this one right here. So if black has the ladder, he can go this way. White can try to survive here, but this right here sets up a ladder, right? White can extend, and black has 2 choices. He has a ladder this way, he has a ladder this way. I should put this over here, right? He has a ladder going this way, and he has a ladder just going this way directly. Does that one miss that 3-5 stone?
What if you go, I don't know.
No, it does not. No, it does not. It's this one, and it's setting it up to go this way. We'll miss that stuff. I remember because a friend of mine played this in an online game. I was like, we have all day to think about it. You shouldn't pick a joseki where you're going to get into a bad spot right at the beginning because of a ladder.
Wait a minute.
Anyway, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do you see here, Harvey?
Whose move is it?
White's.
White's move. So what if white, please?
Here. You tell me. What's going to happen?
Seems like the ladder's going to be broken.
But the net has liberties.
The net works.
Right. Which brings us to, if white doesn't have the liberty, white can't hane here. White has to move this out here. Which takes us to, why does this work? Well, because black can win this capturing race. He needs to first turn here, then make his liberties longer here, and now there's a tesuji that you have to know to win the race in the corner. Right? All of which is a punishment just from the fact that white played this joseki when they didn't have the ladder. Right? Reasonable? Makes sense? So who knows what the tesuji is here in the corner? Well, not people who solved it before class. No.
I have guesses.
You got guesses?
I got guesses.
Got guesses.
Still trying to work out the continuations.
Remember this move, not this move.
I really want it to happen in a game now.
Yeah. Well, maybe it will.
Because then we'll go into a sequence.
You have that choice, right? Do you remember the joseki that this started in?
No, but I could use the review.
Here's the review. The high approach we attach outside, and black attaches inside again. Right?
What's black's or white's other option?
White's other options are usually hane.
I just forgot. Okay.
Usually the hane. Right? So here's where there's that ladder thing. If there's that ladder thing, white can't do this, right? Or white's going to be in trouble almost from the beginning.
What happens if, so we said white makes this exchange here. There's no point in playing the Atari thing. There's no point in forcing this. I guess it doesn't really change anything.
It doesn't change anything, yeah. This is an exchange where, like, if you do this here...
Yeah, you're not getting anything.
If you extend here, we're going to do this.
Done.
So you have to come back here, right?
Black takes it.
Nothing interesting.
Okay, so assuming that doesn't happen. So when white goes... You said white has to go here, because if you try this...
White has to go here.
There.
Right. If he tries this, he has no answer to this. And this is related to the shape that I want to talk about in the second half. So we're going to come back to this.
If you go out, then...
Because I saved the best for last, and we're going to do one more joseki ladder. And then we're going to talk about a crosscut shape that shows up all the dang time. So, here, take that. Let's switch the colors. It's the 5-4. They've approached low. And you cover with the knight's move, right? What are the typical responses for white here?
Touch.
Attach where?
Like this or something. No, that's for black.
Attach underneath? Attach underneath here.
Yeah, that's definitely a move.
This is a move. This is also a move. As it turns out, this is a move that white can only make if white has the ladder. Which ladder? So if white has the ladder, black will generally do this, or something else.
Right.
But if black does have the ladder, and sometimes even if he doesn't have the ladder, he will do this. White will cut, because other things generally don't work out so well. And when black draws back, we're in one of these classic shapes, the extension after the crosscut, right? What's gonna happen? Well, if this ladder works well for white, white may be in trouble. Has two choices. It can go this way. And now what should white do? It's a complicated joseki. There's like a lot of different options. But this ladder here is one of the basic ones. One of the interesting parts is that if the ladder works for white, white can think about doing this. Now when I say the ladder, this is actually kind of a different ladder. What ladder am I talking about? Well, we're going to look at this shape right here. If white wants to try blocking from the outside, right? In this particular joseki, black can basically squeeze down like this, right?
Take the whole corner.
And take the whole corner. And he wants to play one more move to do this here. And in this case, this is a great result for black, right? So this is maybe not the best idea for white in this specific circumstance. But just in the general idea, if white wants to block from the outside here, what's the problem with this? Incidentally, before we do this, we should also throw this Atari in here. Remember, because if you watch the thing on forcing moves, we'd want to make that move before we then come through here. But anyway.
But he can cut and extend.
Right, I can turn this way first, and then cut and extend. And it's ladder shape. What do we call this? Ladder maker?
I didn't see that.
You didn't see this? Okay, this is the thing that I wanted to talk about today, which is this particular shape.
Yeah, the crosscut.
This particular shape, where we're on a crosscut from the 4th line to the 3rd line. It shows up often. There's always this ladder maker tesuji in it, and people mess it up all the time. I want to show you another example. All right, so we've got a pincher here, we've got white coming out here, and white plays a non-joseki move and starts pushing the cart from behind.
Can I move that first line step?
Pushing the cart from behind. It's gonna make you twitchy?
Killing me.
All right, now, rather than reading Kageyama's The Stones Go Walking and understanding that black needs to keep extending, and there's really nothing wrong with extending and making 4th line territory here, even though you know you're going to get a counterattack here, white decides to Tanuki. Black decides to Tanuki. You know what I meant.
The other color.
The other one, right. Why is it bad? Well, because the double hane,
At the head of
crosscut,
stones.
whoop, the crosscut, black can't do this. This is that same ladder making shape, right? When I descend here like this, black will have to block this way, right? If he blocks this way, we have the same thing we saw, which is the ladder making tesuji.
That's great.
Crazy, right? You might say, oh, well, that's okay. I'd never let this hane at the head of 2 stones happen, right? I would never do that. But how many times have I seen someone do this? Where white, for whatever reason, is pushing ahead of you, and you say, oh, I'm going to jump ahead.
Amounts to the same thing.
Now it transposes to the same thing, right? Same shape. Next one that I see also frequently is, maybe it's a little bit different. Maybe we've got some sort of a running fight here. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And what black has extended this way from this stone out here. It's trying to go the maximum distance, right? It's this large nice moves extension. If white does this and just does this here, he might miss a chance. Because now when white wedges, black can do this, right? And it's not going to revert to the same thing. But if he just does this directly,
I use it all the time.
black tries to clamp. You use it all the time, right? Why? Now, if I just draw back as white, I've missed a big opportunity. Black connects.
Compressed it, go
If
down.
I know about the ladder making tesuji, I know that I can do this, right?
That's really good.
The thing is, I don't see this happening until
Until you're in the middle of it?
until I would know to make that move, and at that point I know I can do it.
Right. This is also equally helpful if
But
there's like a
not
stone out
earlier.
here, right?
I wouldn't know earlier.
Because in this case you want
then
to.
I can just run to
Right.
it.
So it's also, you know, like maybe we didn't push the cart from behind here on the 4th line. Maybe it's something like this where just this stone is enough to set up that ladder. And once you see this, you can start looking at the ladder out this way, right?
Could you play it out from here again?
Play the
so
ladder
I can
out.
see it?
Sure. Black tries to clamp.
Yeah,
Still not
put it
going to
down,
work.
Always.
I'm going to resist.
Yep. Yep.
Black tries to go this way.
Yep.
We can force here,
Gain
cut
liberty,
here, gain a liberty,
and it's beautiful.
and this extension.
Very
great.
beautiful thing.
Sometimes even if the ladder doesn't work, it's still good. Like even if there's a black stone out here, this is still a sequence worth playing because as white, you can play here and then jump ahead to squeeze. And even though the ladder doesn't work for you, white loses these 3 stones, right? Black's turn now. Right? Like this isn't something you're going to cry about because even now, you know, you decide between this one and this one based on what forcing moves you want to give them, right? But
I don't know, I'd be unhappy here.
you'd be unhappy here. As white? Well, again, if you didn't have the ladder that works and you get to do this enormous squeeze, hey, that's pretty fantastic.
That's nice.
This is a totally synthetic position.
Yeah.
I'm making this up. Incidentally, what can we learn from this? We can learn a couple things. First, is that it can sometimes be dangerous just to jump ahead on the fourth line like this. You might see people do this one instead of this one, right?
He's Scorsese, and you know.
Oh, God. Now it's less
You're right.
overexposed. Oh, man, that's such a bummer. All right, that's fine. All right, so here we are. In this case, you know, it was obvious that white did this. However, on the jump ahead, you may say, well, hang on, black isn't gonna play this Atari, right? Black is gonna do this. This is already fine, right? The fact that that ladder maker exists means that black can't do that. That's great. That means you now get to Atari this way,
Life.
go this way, and now, you know, like this is more of a fight for black, right? But you've accomplished your original goal of bisecting the group. Okay, so ladders. You think you know them, but you need to know them because they show up in lots of other places, like all those joseki, and frequently in these pushing battles on the third and the fourth line, and in crosscuts, and in Go everywhere. Okay, that's what I got.
All over the world.
Questions for the homework? That's right. Questions for the homework?
No black
Got
to
it.
play.
They're all black.
You got it already?
I just know that shape.
You know this shape? Okay.
The steel corner eye shape.
So there's one where we got it right off. Don't feel bad though. Don't feel
I
bad.
feel pretty good.
There's only
It's only one move.
yeah. There's only one move.
Okay,
Otherwise,
hang on.
white takes that move.
Judy?
The question is, what's the follow?
Still looking.
They do this one in the Smart Go problems a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the shape.
So you drilled this one.
Oh, but that's an issue.
So
I
you
don't.
think you
I
have to
don't
do
know why that doesn't work.
It does work.
Well, I can show you why it doesn't work.
it? You can show us why that doesn't work?
Yes.
What's your answer?
The same one.
The same one? What's your answer?
Starts there, but I can't finish it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And, okay, let's do it.
Be white.
Okay, I'll play white.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, there. It's done.
Donezo.
Done.
Diddly done.
I missed
White
the
captures.
take. Yeah. Yeah.
Captures and there.
White
Why?
captures and black plays it. Under the stones!
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think that ever happens in real life.
Sure does.
Never. I
Sure
have seen it in a
does.
game once.
How about that other one? That one that I was
Once.
looking at. That happens when I think. Here, let's do this one. I want to do this one, 346 from the
Oh,
set.
that one's good.
Yeah, this is a good one. All right, let's do this one here because this is a ridiculously
The right
straightforward
answer for the
looking
wrong
problem.
reason.
You had the right answer, but you didn't have the right. Oh, you didn't see the whole sequence.
No.
You got to be able to see the whole
Yeah, I
sequence, so it
misread
doesn't count.
I thought it was just straightforward.
Doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
No points are awarded.
No, I get nothing.
Good day, sir.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so here we are. Black to black.
Black's an Atari.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
They are.
But
They
you
are.
cannot defend the Atari because white lives with it.
So you gotta take that move. There's no other choice.
No, you could do something like this.
Yeah.
The other thing is, can you visualize what will happen after the stones are gone? That's the real thing here.
Can the
Yes,
dance begin?
we can rule out fairly straightforwardly that if white takes this point, white is alive, and so I need to take either this point or this point, or something.
Right.
else,
Yeah, those
right?
are the
Yes.
only two.
Those are the only two left.
Yes.
So the question is, can we see it?
Right.
And it's good practice to try and see it in your
Well, this
head.
does set up an Atari to take those two stones, so this does threaten to get rid of one eye there, that one eye.
Turns out, right?
So if he takes, do we end up with just one eye here?
That's what we need to know.
You wanna go here.
So like this is a much more solvable problem. We need to save these two stones, and now we can see that it doesn't really matter what white tries. There's only one eye
dead.
underneath.
No, wait, but this connection
cool.
threatens.
He has to take.
This connection threatens. You're right.
It's still just.
It's still just one
Just
eye.
one
Right.
eye.
Still in one eye.
So,
And if white or if black starts out with the other move, what happens?
if the problem started like, if the problem started off just like this, would anyone have any trouble with it?
Go ahead,
Like
starts out.
this? No.
Well, that's not even a problem there.
No, yeah. If
Just
the problem
start
started, it's
like
like that.
this, right? Put
Doesn't
this
matter.
down there. But yeah, it doesn't matter.
So I guess the question is, does this one also work?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Same.
Same?
That reverts.
Yeah, white takes and then you take that spot.
No, you don't start there.
But that's what we're saying is can you start
No,
there?
you
You
can't.
do this. You do this. White
Right.
plays here.
White takes a
And
little
now
part.
he's at
And this.
eyes. Yeah.
I'm saying if the problem started like this,
Start like that.
Yeah,
So you have to.
how many people would know black to play here,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So the whole point is seeing it with the stones, what will happen in your head.
That is hard
All
to see.
those captures.
It is hard to see with 5 stones in particular. You're like, what is
It
going on?
is.
Those 5 stones are very well placed.
They are very well. All right, cool. Let's play some games.
Nifty.
Unless there's any other questions from the homework.
No, it's a lot of work.
You should play Judy.
Okay, I can play again. I
play
haven't played
Judy.
in a while.
How strong are you, Bert?
A long time ago, I was 3Q.
Oh, yeah?
But
You should play Drew.
Okay.
George, you want to play me?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.